First question. Live chat. Does my microphone sound okay? Please, let me know in the live chat. Because guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man, 1993. I am here live, finally, to review this past Sunday's extravaganza, excellent show, AEW Double or Nothing 2021. It was the trilogy, well, the third installment of Double or Nothing in AEW, as it was the first pay-per-view that got this show, this brand, all started back in 2019. So this is the third cycle now we're going through for AEW pay-per-views. It took place, again, this past Sunday, May 30th, 2021, at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. Actually, I think I accidentally put it down as May 31st. No. I didn't. I don't think I did. I'll double check after this. But, yes, again, let me know in the live chat the microphone's working. Because, guys, I've had a crazy week. My mic sounds good. Thank you very much. I'll read the rest of your live chat in a second here. Okay. I've just had a very crazy couple days. Sunday after the pay-per-view, I drove down to my girlfriend's, spent the night there, spent all day with her on Monday, didn't have time to review when I got home. Yesterday, I ended up going out to dinner with my friend, and I got home around 9 o'clock, and I was just whooped. I had watered the flowers, and I was just tired. I wanted to be in the right mood to do this live review. Then, of course, at work today, I get loaded. Loaded as in seeing the news that broke today that we'll talk about in another video. So I have 6 things I want to try to do tonight. This review, I have my wedding teaser I want to start working on from this past Saturday, which that's not going to take too long. I'm just going to lay out some clips to use, and that's all. It's not going to take too long. I want to find, and I'm not doing anything else after that until I get my Hell in a Cell card done. I've been wanting to do that for 2 weeks now, and I just haven't had the time. I've been exhausted. I just don't know what to do. And then, of course, with the news today, I got to change it again. Then, of course, I wanted to do a recap of Raw, and just a recap of NXT. I barely watched NXT last night. I don't want to go back and waste my time trying to get caught up with it, because I'm going to get even more behind than I am now, because I have other things I want to do. And then, of course, if I have time, even though I'd rather talk about that before Raw and NXT, I will talk about the news that happened today of the releases. I just need to make a graphic for it. So, let's just roll into this episode of Dynamite. And then, of course, I haven't eaten dinner yet. Guys, I am starving right now. I haven't eaten dinner yet. The only thing I ate was this fruit snack. But I didn't want to make dinner because I knew if I did, I'd get too settled in and I want to do nothing after that. So this will get my gears grinding. Unfortunately, this stupid microphone over here was acting up and literally just... I'm a little hot-headed right now. I was literally trying to get my microphone to work right, instead of coming out here with a bunch of stags. That's why I was asking my microphone to work good. So, me saying that I wanted to do this review in the right mood kind of backfired. Because now I'm flushed, I'm rushed, I'm just overwhelmed. So, I'll try to do the best I can with this review to remain as positive and fun as I wanted it to be. Because AEW Double or Nothing 2021 from this past Sunday was a fantastic show. Definitely one of AEW's best pay-per-views. And so far, my pay-per-view of the year for 2021 for wrestling. It was just great. Excellent storytelling. There was some matches that, to me, I thought were going to be just good, that were even better than I expected to be. We had a surprise debut for wrestling, a surprise debut for a commentator for the new shows coming on Fridays in August, I believe they announced. Yeah, this was a pretty darn good show. A really great show, and they even capitalized on some things that they should have capitalized here. There was maybe only one match that I was kind of like, meh, like not the biggest fan of, but it happens. There's going to be one match on the card you're not going to be the biggest fan. Not every single match is going to be awesome or classic. But a show like this, and the first show in front of a full live crowd, I think it was awesome. The only thing I will say about this show, it's just obvious these shows are too long. This was almost about 4 hours long. Most AEW pay-per-views are about 3 hours and 45 minutes. This one was like 3 hours and 55 minutes. I think, one, it's too long, and two, start at 7 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock. That's because I literally had to drive down my girlfriend's to get there at 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, part of it was my fault, too, because I forgot to turn the heat off here. I also grabbed the midnight snack at Sheets. But, I think that, they need to just tone down a little bit on time. There was 10 matches on this card. You probably could have taken out maybe one or two of them. Well, not counting the buy-in, there was 10 matches on this card. But yeah, I still thought this was an outstanding show. I'm not gonna have the time to have too much of an impact on it. But this is definitely one of AEW's best shows they've done so far in their 10-year run so far. Yeah, so we'll get into it, talk about it, because again, I'm hungry, but like I said, I wanted to do at least one of my things off my list first, because I knew if I didn't, I'd sit down and start eating, and I'm like, oh, I'll do this. Nope. I gotta focus. Focus. Okay, I'm going a little crazy here. Let's talk about this video. Let me see here. We got Elite Squad. What's up, Elite Squad? He gave Double or Nothing a B. Okay. JR, what's up, JR? He say here he's going to wrestle for AEW all elite because they don't have no big guys and blah blah blah. This and that. Okay, so yeah, we'll talk about the releases in a separate video. You wearing the Strowman shirt? Yes, I am wearing Braun Strowman's t-shirt, as I hopefully will be talking about those releases later on tonight, as I'm trying to knock out 6 things tonight. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm going to try. You saw the Raw ratings. 1.4 million. Is that 1.4? It probably means 1.4 thousand, not million. Oh, no, million. Yeah, 1.4 million. Yeah. Hour 3 was 1.1. They are literally almost under a million. A show that a couple years ago was getting 3 million. But with the live crowd coming back, maybe it'll help a little bit. Who knows? But, what's up, Tyler? But yeah, guys, I'm sorry again. I'm going to get rolling and actually talk about the show. We're almost 10 minutes into this. I haven't even talked about one thing about the show besides the fact that I thought it was an awesome show. But let's roll into it. And like I said, we do this. I have to start editing my wedding teaser, which shouldn't take too long. I'm going to try to get Hell in a Cell card done, and then review Raw, NXT, recap those more so. And then if I have time, I will do a video. If I can also get the graphics done, I will talk about the releases that happened today. Because there's definitely a lot to talk about those. That was a blindside. Anyways, let's roll in and talk about AEW Double or Nothing 2021. Again, it took place this past Sunday, May 30th, 2021, at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida, in front of a full crowd. And they were awesome. The buy-in match was Serena Deeb versus Riho for the NWA Women's Championship. I did not get to watch this match, unfortunately. Because I was not going to be coming back here after the show and going down to my girlfriend's, who was 45 minutes away from me, keep in mind. I literally spent a couple hours after I visited my grandparents, literally doing some housework. And I was actually a few minutes late to my friends to watch the show. So I unfortunately did not get to watch the buy-in. But I did hear it was a really good match, as I probably expect this match to be, because these two are awesome. Again, Serena Deeb apparently was playing more so like the heelish role, as she should. Don't know why WWE didn't give her a chance to be a wrestler. They just made her just a coach. And but they set her free. She's wrestled. She's wrestled in the Mae Young Classic. She's wrestled here in AEW, NWA. She's doing good shit. she's an awesome wrestler. And Riho, again, gets a little bit of a bad rep for being the first AEW Women's World Champion. Was not really around much, but give her credit. She's young. She's great. And Serena Deeb retained, as I predicted. And, if I ever get time, I'll definitely go back and check this match out. But that was on the buy-in. The show opened up with a match I was surprised it opened up with. But given the circumstances, it worked out pretty good. The opening match in the end was a match with Hangman Adam Page and Brian Cage. This is one of those matches that I thought were going to be good, but maybe more so treated like a cool-down match. I was wrong. This match was fire. This match was awesome. This match was one of the best, not the best match, but definitely one of the best matches of the night. First off, you had Hangman Adam Page come out to one of the biggest ovations. Well, when the crowd is hot and just excited to actually be there live for wrestling, obviously he's going to be there. But Hangman Adam Page got a hell of a loud reaction. One of the biggest pops of the night, definitely for sure. And I think he even got emotional too. And the match he had with Brian Cage was excellent. This is one of those very fast-paced, it felt like the pace was faster than it should have been, but I loved it. It was fast, it was powerful, it was physical, and they just told an excellent story. The near falls, the counters. It was just so much better than I even expected. I thought it was gonna be good. If I gave these matches a grade, I was thinking this would be like a B-level match. This was almost an A. This was almost an A because of how awesome it was. The crowd was hot and into it. Hangman was over like shit. Brian Cage did awesome. And then the interesting storytelling here. So off and on after the match with Team Taz, Darby, and Sting from Revolution, they've kind of teased a little bit of a face turn from Brian Cage. Well, they had Taz's son, who I realized Sunday, I don't remember his name is, and Ricky Starks come out. Brian Cage told them, no, I got this. Let me be. Because of those distractions, though, Brian Cage lost, and Hangman won. And I remember there was one of my favorite spots in this match that I marked out to. I think it was one of them did a hurricanrana while standing on the top rope onto the other. And there's a few other big maneuvers. It was awesome. It was an awesome way to open up the show. Again, a match that I thought, okay, it would be good, but it would feel more of like a cool-down match. This was no cool-down match. The crowd was into it. They especially were popping for Hangman Adam Page. They made the right call here, making this the first match of the show. And it set the bar very high. Again, Hangman wins, but obviously there's some teased tension with Team Taz. And even Taz, on commentary, was not too happy about what Brian Cage did, rejecting his teammates and losing the match. So, again, is this a sign of a Brian Cage face turn or something like that? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, though. But if you love that opening match, you love this match even more. This AEW World Tag Team Championship match. The Young Bucks taking on the team of Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Match of the night by far. This was my match of the night. And this is definitely an early match of the year candidate. What a match. What a story. Just what moment in general. You first off had Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston come out to Wild Things. The crowd was hot into it. They loved it. You had the Young Bucks, who were just really played their role well as heels. If anybody was super over in this match, though, it was definitely Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston came in, obviously, again, made himself a star, got himself into the main event, earned himself a main event world title match against his current tag team partner, Jon Moxley, in that I Quit match at Full Gear. And this guy has just been through enough on the indies, how he struggled to make it to the big stage, and he finally made it, and he was just awesome. The psychology in this match was awesome. the brutality, the near falls, the storytelling. Like, I don't know if this was as good as the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page from Revolution 2020. Ugh, but no, wait, was that my match of the year? Or I gotta remember what I completely forgot about that match. How could I? And I loved it too. But this was definitely right up there with it. The storytelling was awesome. The near falls were crazy. So many times where you thought the other team was going to win. It was just crazy. It was chaos, but it was fun. And it should have been, though, a street fight. Like, I want a rematch. I want a rematch, especially because I am shocked also. The Young Bucks did win. They had to win because Jon Moxley, you couldn't keep him down. Jon Moxley got busted open, as he usually does on pay-per-view. He even took a super kick party and no-sold those as well. He was a beast in this match. And it literally took the Young Bucks, not one, not two, not three, 4 double-team V-triggers to finally put out Moxley. You know, Eddie Kingston, storyline-wise, tweaked his leg in the match. They worked on him, but he came back and fought back like a badass. The near falls were crazy. We had paradigm shifts. We had super kick party. I think someone kicked out of a pile driver, I think it was also. It was a nut madhouse. Storytelling off the chart. Moments, the fan reaction, it was just awesome. The Young Bucks, though, retained. It may be because Renee Young is due very soon, so Jon Mox is getting ready to become Daddy Mox here shortly. So maybe that's why they didn't put the belts on Moxley and Kingston. I really thought they were, but I guess not this time. But yes, excellent match for sure. Young Bucks retain. Who would be the one to dethrone them? That, honestly, I'm not too sure at this point. I thought Moxley and Kingston were the best ones to do it. But nope, not yet. We'll just wait and see. Who knows? Anyways, the next match was the 21-man Casino Battle Royale. And this is a fun Battle Royale. The winner becomes #1 contender for the AEW World Championship. It was good. They had, some alliances in there, especially with, Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn of Private Party. We had, of course, Powerhouse Hobbs in there, who lasted a decent amount of time, but I still think I would have loved to have seen him, last longer in this match. I still would like to see him in one of the final, 3, final 2 or something like that. Because I think he deserves to get a little bit of momentum going, because he's still being booked as kind of like the weak link of Team Taz, I feel like. And of course, Christian Cage was the journeyman in this match. Obviously the biggest star in this match. They even, of course, had a tease stare down with him and Matt Hardy, bringing back memories as, from the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian, of course. Then, of course, we had Jungle Boy in there also. And then the Joker, the surprise entrant in this match, AEW's newest addition, Lio Rush. Which shocked me. I'm like, okay, I didn't think Leo was going to come to AEW. I don't know. I just didn't see him fitting in this environment with the competition he has there. But he did good. He didn't last too long though in the match. I was a little disappointed by that. But his quick maneuvers, his dodging and whatnot and everything, made me really miss it and just realized, geez, WWE really screwed up with him. I still can't believe they released him. I can't believe they released a couple of other guys today too, but we'll talk about that in another video. But Lio Rush is awesome. I hope he gets the right booking he should be getting here, and not just, part of it was his fault at times. I know he caused a little bit of trouble, young kid, getting, big opportunities, and he kind of got, definitely got into his head a little bit, I think it was. But, I hope he's matured. I hope, he'll, behave. And, I'm interested to see what he can do. But the winner of this match, with my number 2 pick, Jungle Boy. Now, here's the thing. Jungle Boy apparently has been long overdue for a big push. It's just AEW was waiting for the fans to come back, because they want to do what happened with Drew McIntyre and have him basically get his big push without any fans, which is a shame because he deserved much better, and he definitely should have had a good run in front of fans. And now, of course, they're booking him the complete wrong way now, but that's for another video. Jungle Boy wins, and he's going to be taking on Kenny Omega actually in 2 weeks. So that's when the opportunity is going to come along there. Cool with me. I think it's a great opportunity for Jungle Boy. Definitely get the momentum going for him a little bit more. He's definitely awesome. He will be world champ someday, but not yet. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. And I look forward to see what he does against Kenny Omega in 2 weeks. That's the Casino Battle Royale. Next match on the card. This is probably my least favorite match on the entire card. Cody Rhodes, the American Dream, Cody Rhodes, versus Anthony Ogogo. This was, again, probably the weakest match on the card. Again, I wasn't super duper hyped about this match. I don't know if it's because I am starting to, feel Cody's getting a little bit flat and just like running his mileage as a babyface, or if the whole idea of if it be like America versus Britain, I don't know if that kind of turned me off or whatnot, but it was decent. I mean, we had Anthony Ogogo get some of his big strikes in there, and Cody Rhodes fought back and do some things. So I wouldn't say it was a horrible match. It was just, of all the matches on this card, this was definitely my least favorite one. It just didn't feel as special to me. It felt more like, I don't know, it felt like Cody didn't really need to win here. And Ogogo, with him, I'm more interested in giving him a win. Probably would have been nice, but they didn't. They obviously, with Cody Rhodes being the American Dream, they had to have him win this match. No doubt about it. But still fine for what it was. But definitely the weakest match on the card. Cody Rhodes wins. Check the live chat. I think a quick break for a few minutes. WWE running out of main eventers. That is true. Well, they could have people in main event spots, but they're not going to. For Samoa Joe and now Braun Strowman, what the heck? Again, we'll talk about that in another video. Next match number 6. Miro versus Lance Archer for the TNT Championship. Here's what I'll say about this match. It was good. Definitely not as good as I thought it would be. And obviously the reason why is because the crowd just wasn't... The crowd was starting to get burned out by this point. They were starting to get tired. So some of the matches in the Rainer card, were still great. But I'm sure with a hot crowd, they would have been even looked at as even bigger. And I thought Miro and Archer had a pretty good match. Best part of the match for sure was when Jake the Snake Roberts came out with a bag and his snake inside it, and he took that sucker and he just chucked it up the ramp. Miro did. And he eventually would beat Lance Archer by getting him to pass out with the game over, or his accolade, whatever he calls it now. So he retains. Now that was to do with Lance Archer, though. Because keep in mind now, Lance Archer has been in some very big spots his whole year in AEW. He came at the beginning of the TNT Championship Tournament last year before Double or Nothing, and then had a brief little feud with Jon Moxley for a world title, and then was like back and forth like a babyface and a heel and whatnot. Still kind of the same way here, but he's not capitalized on one of the big ones yet. Like, it's going to get to a point where it's like, I said the thing about Britt Baker, which they capitalized on her this show. But it's getting time where they may have to think about trying to capitalize with Lance Archer. Because he really has not gotten... He's had excellent build to his matches. The wins, though, haven't really been there. I'll be real, they have not really been there. So, even though I had predicted Miro to win, I still feel like that this was not a good idea for Archer to suffer another loss here. Even though I think Miro's the right person to win it, but it's like, how is Archer's stock going to benefit if he keeps losing the big matches? You know what I mean? But still a great match. I'm going to give it that. And Miro winning by getting Archer to pass, that was pretty cool. So I still liked it, but as I said, mostly because of the crowd, it just wasn't as good as I had hoped for it to be. But this match was another excellent match. Hikaru Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker. DMD. AEW Women's World Championship. Like Miro and Archer, obviously the crowd was a little bit burned out during this match. But they did come a little bit more alive towards the end, as the action really picked up. It started off a little bit slower, but then it really picked up, and this got to be a very competitive, close fall match. You have Reba get involved a few times in the match, and almost cost Hikaru Shida the championship then. You have Britt Baker, of course, hanging there really good, teasing the lockjaw several times on Hikaru Shida. She was not able to get it in. You even had the part where, when the referee was not looking, she was trying to hit Hikaru Shida with her crutch. Instead, she hit Britt Baker, which I was like, oh boy, they're going to break them up as well. But of course, I was also rooting for Britt, because like I said before, Britt Baker is the first woman to be signed to AEW. She probably, when it first came out, was the biggest name in that women's division. And, like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, they did dive in immediately and just made her show immediately. They allowed people who weren't as familiar with them, even though they've heard of them before from several wrestling promotions, and other people who watch more wrestling promotions than me, but they basically let the other talent around her season out, and then they finally pulled the trigger. And she would win this match, despite the fact that they did tease some type of tension with her and Reba, since she had accidentally hit Britt with the crutch. Dr. Britt Baker won. She won with the lockjaw on getting Hikaru Shida, who was champ for 1 year, to tap out. And even though, of course, Britt's the heel, the crowd popped for her because, they still love Britt. I mean, how could you not? I mean, she's amazing. She's a great dentist. And she's also graduated at the University of Pittsburgh. That's right. Pittsburgh girl. Anyways, shoot, what was I going to say now? But still an excellent match. Like I said, the crowd kind of woke up a little bit more for this match. It would have been nice though if it would have had the crowd energetic, because they would have definitely loved this match even more. Even afterwards, they had Britt Baker and Tony Schiavone kind of break character a little bit and embrace on the stage. And Britt held up her championship, so I'll have to change the graphic for the Dynamite review this coming Friday. But wait and see. But yep, another great match there. Match number 8. Sting and Darby Allin versus Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. And again, this was Sting's first match in front of a live crowd since Night of Champions 2015 against Seth Rollins. This was awesome. Another great match. Crowd loved it. Crowd was popping. Again, the match itself turned out to be more of like a spotlight match for Sting, as it should have been. As again, this was history for him. Darby Allin, of course, benefited too. Darby freaking Allin got thrown over. I think it was, I can't remember if it was Sky or Page, 1 of the 2. Threw Darby into the crowd, and Darby fell onto his own brother. Crazy ass bump there. Again, this man takes the craziest bumps out of everyone in this company. But he took that. Sting, of course, had a few moments where I kind of held my breath thinking, okay, should he be doing this now at 67 years old, especially returned from, a bad injury that ended your career 6 years ago. But he looked good. He did great. I loved how he got taken out by Scorpio Sky, and he's like partying up on the poker chest, but just Sting gets up and no sells in, just looks over his shoulder, and we got a brawl going on there. Like I said, some very great action. The match ended when Scorpio Sky went for some type of like a neckbreaker maneuver, but then Sting countered it and hit the Scorpion Death Drop on Scorpio Sky. And Sting and Darby Allin, get the win. Not sure maybe if they will fight for the World Tag Titles. Maybe they could, or they'll start teasing a feud for themselves. At some point, you gotta do Sting versus Darby. It's gonna happen. At some point, though. Who knows? But, yeah, another great match here by these four. Getting back to what I said about the first match of the show. A match that was just like, this is going to be good, but I don't think it's going to be quite as good as people make it seem like it's going to be. Was I wrong again or not? We have Kenny Omega, Pac, and Orange Cassidy in a triple threat match for the AEW World Championship. This was another match, like I said, that like Page and Cage. This is another match that I thought was going to be good, but not like super duper standout good. This match was awesome. In my top 3 or top 2 for matches of the night, definitely. But this was an awesome match. You had obviously you had the storyline with Pac and Orange Cassidy. You had Orange Cassidy obviously being the underdog, the biggest joke in everyone's eyes in this group. But you had a lot of cool near falls. You had a lot of close things there. You have Don Callis getting involved as well, and all this crazy madness. It was a crazy, fast-paced, long triple threat match that had a lot of great near falls that we all thought that someone else was going to win this instead of Kenny retaining. I think they even pulled a referee out of the match at some point to prevent them from counting Kenny out to losing. And just so many other things. But this, again, was just excellent. Again, I thought this was going to be good. I think it was going to be as good as it was, though. Like, it was pretty phenomenal, I gotta say. But Kenny wins. He wins with a roll-up. Obviously, things starting to get a little crack a little bit for him as he's not as dominating as he's been, basically. But obviously, he took out the fight brought to him in this triple threat match. And it was a good triple threat match. And I recommend you to watch it for sure. So, Kenny Omega retains. And then finally, before I go get dinner, we got the Stadium Stampede match. Inner Circles, Chris Jericho, Santana Ortiz, Jake Hager, and Sammy Guevara taking on the Pinnacles, MJF, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, Wardlow, and Shawn Spears. The match started off with the Inner Circle propelling and MJF trying to trick him thinking he has a limo, but then he really doesn't, and then the rest of the Pinnacle attack of the Inner Circle, and it was just brawling throughout the stadium and throughout the arena. We had Chris Jericho and MJF brawl throughout the halls, where they were in like weight rooms and meeting rooms. They were shoving their faces through glass. I think it was one time when Jericho stapled "Thank you" to MJF's face, and a bunch of other stuff. We had Wardlow and Jake Hager brawling by a freezer in the kitchen area. We always saw one part of FTR and Pride and Powerful brawling at a bar, but after one went down the other elevator, you didn't really see them again. So I thought that was a little bit weird how they kind of like had unfinished business with those two, but just a nitpick there. And then we had Sammy Guevara and Shawn Spears brawling like the storage area, and Spears had tied up Guevara to one of the posts saying he wasn't going to get out. Well, eventually, though, after brawling throughout parts of the corporate offices at the stadium, they got out to the ramp. Jericho and MJF did brawl. Teased a couple times to throw MJF off of the edge, which I thought was scary, but thank God they didn't. Instead, they had Jericho put MJF through a table, and then I think we saw one more encounter with Wardlow and Jake Hager. I can't remember who it was though. Shoot. But the only people we saw come out at the end was Jericho and MJF brawled at the top, and then Shawn Spears and Sammy Guevara were brawled at the bottom. Now, even though, again, I know Shawn Spears probably is not going to be more than like a mid-card champion or anything like that, but they had Spears taking the loss here. But although I'm glad they let the person who took the pin, who got the pin for the winner, was Sammy Guevara. Again, I think Sammy Guevara, once he's set free, will be one of the probably maybe the next big baby faces in this company because he's that good, he's that talented, and I think he's at the role pretty good. So yeah, guys, that's gonna do it. That's my live review of AEW Double or Nothing. Again, I gave it an A. Just an awesome show. I love the matches like Cage and Page. I love the Casino Battle Royale. I love the tag titles match, Sting and Darby, the AEW World Title match, the Women's Title match, and even the Stadium Stampede. Which again, I knew it probably wasn't going to be quite as good because that Stadium Stampede last year was based a lot off of the character gimmicks, and there's not too many character gimmicks on this in this match. But it it is what it is. I gave the show an A. In the live chat, we have WWE is Finn's paper. Tiana Bronze is going to AEW. Deonna Purrazzo colored wheelie wrestling. I don't know what that is. How many heel champions are there? Too many. It's time for Vince to be a grandfather and Vince fears himself. That's hilarious. But yeah, so guys, I'm going to get off now. I'm going to go work on some other things and try to come back up here live later. After I do my Hell in a Cell card. And go eat dinner, of course, since I'm starving. So guys, what are your thoughts? Make sure to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content to my channel. And follow me on Twitter at TheManRebri3. I'll see you guys in my next video. Hopefully it'll be tonight. We'll see how it goes. So until then, guys, have a great evening. I'll see you all soon. Peace out, everybody.